When we talk about fashion design or fashion, rather, let's talk about fashion. I was planning to do a candid fashion adda. Maybe we will do that. But in candid art adda also, we are talking about costumes and dresses and art, because whenever we are talking about art, we are also mentioning fashion. So whenever we are talking about fashion, not only fashion design but rather fashion, uh, we want to express ourselves. We want to express the physical attraction. For many, they are exercising, then they are wearing something, masculinity, femininity, androgynous, different ways of expressing it. Then we are making a fashion statement. So there is a language of fashion as well. And many people who are in this business, who are studying fashion, who are not just wearing the clothes, who are looking at the brands, who are looking at the ways the brands express themselves. They put a lot of effort in designing this thing, embroidery, the materials, the colors, the fabric, the design, the motifs, the patterns, then how it expresses something. The creator is creating something, and the person who is wearing it, there is a lot of socio-economic factors involved. We talk about style, we talk about art, we are talking about art a lot, comfort, we are having a lot of comfort, and colors, the significance of colors, and then we have already talked about the shades of colors and different shades, slight variations of shades, and that can have an emotional impact, and you are choosing the dress accordingly. Apart from the design, and the design and the colors together, they are an art creation. And also about the mood. So it's about the mood, the person who is wearing it, then the mood that is being expressed through that, through that creation, through that work of art. Because when I talk about fashion, I have been a connoisseur of fashion, different designs, different colors, different styles, sometimes very distinctive fashion statements from people around me, or something, the way I want to express myself, and I choose those things very particular way. I used to choose, now I do it in a different way. So that's why you can enjoy life, explore life. You can have the variety it is offering, in the spectrum it is offering, and the wonderful things you can experience in life. And then you want to express in different ways. So fashion is one of the ways, and generally people will be drawn towards fashion. There is a need, there is a demand, and also self-expression, socio-economic factors. You want to make a fashion statement, sometimes political statement. So there are different things, and the way we are weaving it. So we are talking about two things: people who are creating it, not only two, but broadly you can think about two things, and then there are people involved in different ways. Because fashion is something very attractive to many people. Some people are just wearing the dresses to look good, and some people are going for more. They are also doing the research, they are also looking at the intense effort that is there while making the cloth. So embroidery, weaving methods, some people are doing it very meticulously with hand, some people are doing it through machines. Nowadays we have advanced technologies where we can print the clothing. There are things like that, but there is a great pleasure and joy when we do it with hand, and we are putting a lot of importance in the tiny little things, the way we are putting this thing, the way we are creating this entire thing together, putting the pieces together, the way we are doing that. There is immense joy, pleasure, craftsmanship, then there is art. Then also, with the supervision of the designer or the art director or whoever is supervising you, with a lot of wisdom, that person can guide you. But overall, you will see in different brands or companies, people are motivated. They know what the brand stands for. They are enthusiastic, about making this thing. And then different people have their different designs, their way of expression. They are making their clothes, designing their clothes so that it holds the value system, the beliefs, the way they want to express, and a lot of design elements they want to uh, convey. And feelings and emotions, obviously we are talking about feelings and emotions involved in the process of creation, the person who is creating it and the person who is wearing it. Sometimes um, when we are appreciating it, with the a work of art, so generally, if you are into art, if you are appreciating art, you will appreciate art. So whenever you look at a good design, whenever you look at a great work of art, you will be drawn towards it. You will want to know more. You will be, sometimes mesmerized by this work of art. So that's why for some people it's just wearing the dress. For some people it's just, to look good, or maybe they have seen someone wearing that dress, so that's why they are wearing it. Or maybe they have liked the way they were carrying themselves wearing the dress, the interactions and all these things, so that's why they are wearing it. So as long as the needs, wants and demands, it's getting fulfilled, so it doesn't matter much. We are selling the clothes, and it is, the brand is going to people, and people are also appreciating in whichever form it is, so they are doing that. But here we are talking about fashion in a more artistic manner. And if I talk about seriousness, in a much more serious manner, because fashion, to me, it is a lot more fun. And also, we are talking about fashion in a much more serious manner. So, you will see that the need is there, the wants and demands, all these things are there, and there is a lot of symbolism, semiotics, and social status, self-expression, group belonging. You want to express yourself, and then social adaptation, imitation, all these things are there. Trends, fads and trends, something ephemeral, how it is happening. And so for some people it is an extension of one's self. So as I mentioned, when you are creating it, also when you are creating as an artist, the way you are designing it, the way you are giving part of you in that particular work of art, it is also an extension of yourself, because you have visualized the entire thing, the way you want to create the dress, the way you want to design the dress, the way you have visualized someone wearing the dress. If it is a custom made dress, you are particularly creating the dress for this particular person. So there is a lot of thing involved, that is also an extension of oneself, and we can relate to that. So the person who is wearing that, they can understand the intense effort that has gone behind it. Generally we do that because if you are really serious about art, if you are really into art, obviously these things come very natural to us. We are enjoying fashion, we are appreciating fashion, we are appreciating work of art, so all these things are happening together. But for some people who just wear it to look good, they can appreciate it more. They can look at not only the colors or the shades or the designs, but also the entire thing, how it feels, how it evokes something, and feelings and emotions. And that is also work of art, because something tangible we see in the dress, but there is an intangible element when you are wearing a dress. So tangible, you can see the dress the way it is, but the more you are appreciating it, the more you understand the entire thing. You can encourage, you can appreciate the intangible aspects, so the work that has gone behind it. Social mobility is another factor. People associate that with fashion. And also globalization. People became more aware of the brands became more available, people could afford to have those brands in vicinity, so they could go to a place and they could buy those things in different places. So globalization helped, definitely. And also cultural aesthetics, some people are going for ethnic wear, they are also going for cultural aesthetics. But generally, even if we don't talk about candid fashion adda, in candid art adda, obviously we are doing it, and people who are into it in a seriously professional way, they can relate to it. But people who are starting out, people who are thinking, why should we study fashion, why should we do the design, why should we put a lot of importance in fashion, For them, I can encourage that you should take fashion in a very serious manner, and also you should appreciate the art, the effort that is being put while creating the dress, and also inspiration, aesthetics, and all these things. So and also we like to dress people as an artist, as a creator, as a smart person who likes to appreciate style and fashion design or anything related to art. We will like to dress some people. So whenever we are looking at some people, we want to look good, and the person is trying to express himself or herself. So a good mentor, a good leader, or a good teacher who wants to teach you all these things, they can guide you with all these things: the way you should wear a dress, the way you should walk, the way you should express yourself, the way you should express your emotions while wearing the dress. If you go for the social interactions, you will see that we tend to behave in a certain way so that it is socially more acceptable. We are trying to have a lot of conversations. We are trying to communicate. We are trying to talk to different people of different tastes, backgrounds, personalities. Some people are very extrovert, they can talk really well. So some people are very introverts, they are keeping things to himself or herself, so they are doing that. And social interactions, wearing dresses, we are going to parties, we are going to social gatherings, we are maintaining something, we are conveying accordingly. But also personal taste, that is also very important. And when we are creating movies, when we are creating costumes, when we are creating events, even public relations, because when I talk about movies, it is not only just for that particular movie. When we are designing the costumes, designing the dresses, and we are putting a lot of importance of each tiny little thing that is on screen and the way the actor is comfortable wearing it. Sometimes we are customizing for that particular actor or for that particular movie something we specifically need. The designer is designing it, people are working on it, and then we are looking at the dress, whether it is the perfect dress for that perfect movie, whether that is the perfect dress for that perfect scene or not, for that perfect situation where everything is conveying something regarding the scene, and the actor is very comfortable wearing it and performing. All these things are there, but we generally like to like people to look good. We like to dress themselves, and if they appreciate it more, then it is even better. And personal taste, aesthetics, preferences. Sometimes you may not wear those things, but you still have a lot of you will see that some people are wearing a lot of minimalistic clothing, but if you ask them about fashion, maybe they are not telling explicitly how they enjoy fashion, how they like fashion, but you will have a feeling that they understand fashion, they appreciate fashion, they like fashion, because that is how it is. When we are liking art, when we are enjoying the process of creation, when we are enjoying the process of appreciation, the way we appreciate art, the way we create art, when we are doing that. So all these things come very naturally to people, and people who get it, and people who want to criticize in different ways, they want to criticize in different ways. But there is learning in criticism too. Sometimes you are wearing something, people are criticizing, this is this, and that happens in the public events and the public relations, because you are telling the story, you are creating a movie, you are creating the work of art that is there. But whenever people are doing a lot of campaigns regarding fashion, they are doing a lot of public relations, the more it goes to different kinds of people, the mass and all these people, what they do is they come up with different criticisms. And sometimes to please them, you will change your public relation accordingly. Sometimes to please them, you will change, the way you are doing the value proposition to the marketplace, the way you are designing the events. You can change all these things, but actually the work of art, that is something more than the event. The events are bringing people together, it is creating a lot of buzz, it is generating a lot of attention regarding the fashion, garments, the process, the creation, the people who are wearing it, because celebs, socially, who have a lot of social influence, those people are, coming. So there is a lot of buzz around the fashion trends, the creation, and the events. All these things are there, but we should appreciate, the artist and the effort they put while creating, a work of art, a dress. And sometimes when you start with the costumes, when you start with the dresses and you start to appreciate it, that can be a window towards art appreciation. For many people, since fashion is more available to people, fashion is as a work of art, as a design, as a, the way it has been created and it has been, taken to public. If it is done in the right way, it can be sometimes a window through which you enter the art world, or aesthetics, or something you want to appreciate. Then gradually you study, you do research, you put a lot of effort, you study, you practice, and then you go to higher stuff, the artistic creation, and how you want to tell a story, how you want to do fashion photography, how you want to capture art photography. So all these things are there. But for some people, it can be the starting point. And also for some people, they start with design, then they go to, dresses. But we should treat fashion with more respect, and a work of art, and, style, art, comfort, colors, fabric, material, design, motif, mood, luxury, and, the socio-economic factors. All these things are there. So there is a lot to appreciate, there is a lot to enjoy, there is a lot to criticize as well, but people who understand it, they can innovate, they can be really creative about it, and the evolution of it, because it can evolve from time to time. If you have gone through history, we can talk about art history, you will see that in this particular century, in this particular period of time, people were wearing these dresses. Then when you look at this period of time, they are wearing these dresses. Now these dresses are also signifying something very social. What was the trend at that time? What was the thing people were wearing back then? So when you go through art history, if you want to do a research regarding costume design, you can learn a lot from that too. So, the socio-economic factors, the social mobility, social background, and the social events happening, you can learn a lot about that as well. And when you are creating something, you can make a statement for yourself. So that's why, I talk about the language of fashion. When you understand the language of fashion, you can talk about fashion in a great way, but not just words. When you actually create it or you appreciate it, you can guide others, you can help the fashion industry in different ways, you can help the designers in different ways, you can help the art appreciation or art in different ways. So you can do that. You have to do the work, you have to work.